Hey guys, it's Camper Dad back here. I wanted to do a short freeze drying quick tip on how to reconstitute the food that you have just freeze dried. Say you've just freeze dried some lasagna or some kind of soup, or you've cut up enchiladas, freeze dried them. Regardless of what it is that you have freeze dried, I want to show you how to make sure that you're adding enough water back in to make it like it was before and not just guessing. So I've created this table here to show you what it's like. You can see here I'm using an example of a soup that I did. I'm going to start with weighing the tray with the food wet. So this is before it's freeze dried. In this case, it was 1,397 grams. All weights that I'm going to show you are in grams. The dry weight happened to be 762 grams, as you see here. So 1,397 minus 762 is 635 grams. I've made it so that some of this auto-populates here, but you can see, so now I've taken the water weight down here, divided that by 29.5. That gives you 21.5 water in fluid ounces, roughly. So now that tells you how much in fluid ounces of water was removed from the food. This was one single tray of the soup. The dry weight I had up here, it's down here, 762 grams, minus the tray weight, which I already know is 652 grams, means that I have 110 grams left of dry food. The next thing to do is to determine how many servings you're going to have out of this tray. And I usually do it just visually. So in this case, I have 110 grams of dry food weight, as you see here. I'm going to put in the 3 servings that I visually chose from this tray. And that's telling me it's 36.666 grams of food per serving. So I'm just going to put that in here as 36. Now the reason that I didn't do the decimal point is when you're transferring food and whatever, some of the dust, some of the things, small particles and things on the tray that you can't move over. So I round down there. So every serving bag is going to have 36 grams of food. Now, how much water do I put in each serving bag later when I'm reconstituting it? Remember, we figured out the water and fluid ounces. That transfers down in here. Divide that by the 3 servings, which gives me 7 and a little bit ounces of water per serving. Now, I'm going to increase that to 8. I always round up. Again, you can't get 100% of the water always poured out into your food. So I'm going to round up. If it were like 7 3/4 or close to 8, I would round up all the way to 9. So I typically round up almost an ounce. So in each serving bag that I create, there's going to be 36 grams of dry food, and then I'll write on the bag 8 ounces to be added later. Depending on the food, you can add cold or hot, but boiling water, hot water, reconstitutes the food faster. If you don't want your food warm, you can do cold water and just let it sit longer and stir it longer. That is a quick tip from the Camper Dad about how to know how much water to add back into your food when you're reconstituting it.